What's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler, and today we're going to talk about something else other than sports because I got a lot of other passions, a lot of other interests. Today we're going to talk about Disney World, specifically 4 ways to make your Disney World experience the best it possibly can be. Now, you might be wondering what makes me qualified to explain this. Well, I've been to Disney World almost 30 times in my lifetime, so I've had a lot of experience planning my own family trips, helping friends plan their trips, and just overall seeing what works and what doesn't work. So, without further ado, let's get started. My first tip is to stay on property. There are 31 different Disney-themed hotels and resorts across the 27,000 acres that make up Walt Disney World. Yeah, 27,000 acres. It's a lot. And I'm not saying that the different themes will give you a better or worse experience depending on your hotel you stay at. It's just, it gives you options. One of my favorites personally is Wilderness Lodge. And I'm not an outdoorsy person, it's just I like the feel. According to David Allen in his journal article on the hotel, Wilderness Lodge is a simulation of a historic national park lodge based in particular on Old Faithful Inn in Yellowstone. All the buildings are made to look like log cabins. It makes you feel like you're truly in the wilderness. That's just me. I like that feeling, and I'm not much of an outdoorsy person, like I said. There are other types of resorts. If you want to feel like you're in the Polynesian Islands, there's Disney's Polynesian Resort. If you want to feel like you're on a boardwalk type feel, you've got Disney's Boardwalk Resort, and so many more. There's, like I said, 31 different Disney-themed hotels, and I just named 3, and there are more on the way. There's a Star Wars-themed resort that's supposed to be built prior to the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. That has a lot of people excited. It's going to be a new interactive experience. But the second reason why you should stay on property, and I feel like it's the more important reason, is because to get to and from the park, it is far easier to stay at a Disney hotel than if you were staying at a Hilton Resort that is on Disney property, or you're just coming for the day. There are free options, like options that are free of charge to Disney hotel resort guests. The bus, the Skyliner system that just got put in, the boat, and the monorail. The bus is available to all hotel guests. The Skyliner, boat, and monorail, it depends on what hotel you're staying at, but more often than not, there are going to be multiple ways to get to the parks. There might not be multiple ways to get to every park, but there are multiple ways to get to a park, at least. We've discussed staying at a hotel. It has its perks, but there's one perk that is a game changer to your trip if you stay at a Disney hotel. My second tip is to take advantage of extra magic hours. This is probably the ultimate game changer for your trip. And I think the best explainer, I think we got to look at the Walt Disney World website. They got the best explanation on it because they're the ones who came up with it. So, to quote the Walt Disney World Resort website, each day guests staying at select Walt Disney World Resort hotels have the opportunity to enjoy select attractions and at least one of our 4 theme parks before or after regular operating hours. So, in layman's terms, guests staying in Disney hotels have the opportunity to be in the park either for an hour typically prior to park opening or after park closes without general public and enjoy various attractions for extra time. This is typically the more popular attraction. So I know, for example, in the Magic Kingdom, typically Mine Train's open a little longer, Space Mountain's a little bit longer, not Splash or Big Thunder, but those popular attractions you can get in a little earlier and you'll have more time to do those popular attractions with minimal wait. And it's so great because, like I said, the lines are typically shorter because you're only dealing with guests staying at resort hotels, and a lot of times guests are not going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get to a 7 a.m. park. They're like, all right, we'll just wait till general public comes at 8 a.m. And that's just a worst case scenario because you're getting there right when the crowds are getting to its peak. So I would say take advantage of extra magic hours. It will be your best friend for your entire trip. Get to the park early or stay late, whichever one suits your party and your family the best. But extra magic hours is the ultimate game changer for your Disney trip. My third tip for you if you're going to Walt Disney World is you don't need to stay in the parks all day. You're on vacation, relax a little bit. You can't expect to do everything during your Disney vacation. There's so much to do that you'll be exhausted even if you try. I understand the feeling that if you are spending all this money to go to Disney World, that you have to maximize every dollar, every second that you are there. But it is okay not to go to the park the entire day. If you go to extra magic hours in the morning, like I suggested in the last tip, like I said, very important, you will be able to get to the popular attractions with short wait times, and then by around lunchtime, you probably have used some of your fast passes. The parks are starting to fill up. The weather's about to get hot. Your family's a little tired. You can go back to your hotel and relax. Every Disney hotel provides the opportunity to relax in your own way that isn't just sitting in your room and watching TV. That is what I would consider a waste of money if you're going to Disney World and do that, because you can do that at home. At the Beach Club Resort, for example, according to Sarah Perez in her Business Insights Journal article, there's Stormalong Bay, which is an enormous swimming pool with a water slide and hot tub so kids can play. There's a giant beach inside the pool. And while parents can relax poolside or play with their kids if they want. I mean, my parents do that. But what are you going to do? There are also beach volleyball courts, basketball courts, tennis courts. You can walk along the lake that is in the middle of the beach yacht club and the boardwalk. There's also places to get ice cream, beaches and cream, and so much more. The options are endless, and every Disney hotel has the opportunity to do something outside of your room that's not in the park. So I would say if you're going to Disney World, relax a little bit. You're on vacation. Recharge your batteries. Don't spend every hour, every second of every day on your trip in the parks because you will be totally exhausted. My fourth and final tip, man, time flies when you are having fun. But this is an important one. You do not need a dining reservation for every single meal you eat. Like the hotels, each Walt Disney World restaurant has its own theme depending on where you are in relation to the park. If you're at Epcot and World Showcase, depending on the country you're in, you're going to have a themed restaurant to that country. Magic Kingdom, same thing. If you're in Frontierland, it's going to be Frontier-type eating. Adventureland, Adventure-type eating, etc., etc. You don't know how you and your party are going to feel every day. You might get tired, you might get sick, you might just be having too much fun, you don't want to leave the rides. I get it, you're in Disney World, you're having fun, you're supposed to have fun. So if that happens, Disney holds your reservation with a credit card guarantee. So if you don't show up or cancel within 24 hours of your reservation, so one of those last minute things where you're just too tired, someone gets sick, or you just don't want to stop the fun, that's a $10 charge per person. So family of 5, let's say you cancel 3 reservations within 24 hours just because something comes up. That's $150. 3 meals that you didn't plan on spending $150 and you didn't get anything out of it. Also, the food can be a little repetitive from restaurant to restaurant and a little pricey in terms of the food itself. Not saying it's not good. I feel like everyone should take at least one sit-down meal for their entire trip, maybe more, depending on how you and your family operate. Personally, I would never have a lunch be a dining reservation because in the middle of the day, if you're riding the rides or you're just tired after an early wake up for extra magic hours, might not want to sit down in a restaurant and have an actual meal. I would save your sit-down meals for dinner because you're probably coming off having a little relaxation time in your hotel. You go straight back to the parks, eat, and then ride the rides, maybe spend extra magic hours at night, who knows. Also, take advantage of character meals. Some restaurants, while you are eating, will have characters come over, so you could take pictures with them, which eliminates having to wait in lines in the park, those long lines for certain characters. A lot of restaurants, they'll have the core 5, Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Donald, and Goofy. Some will have Chip and Dale. Crystal Palace in the Magic Kingdom has all the Winnie the Pooh characters. You get Eeyore, Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, etc. You can book your reservations with the My Disney Experience app or at your hotel concierge if you're planning something last minute. The My Disney Experience app, this is like a pseudo tip number 5, your best friend for your Disney trip. Have that on you at all times. If you still want a sit-down meal but you don't want to hustle and bustle to the park, the hotels always have great options as well as Disney Springs. So if you're trying to book something last minute, you're more likely to get a reservation at your hotel or in Disney Springs. And it's, I would think, better food at the hotels in Disney Springs than in the parks. But you don't need to have a dining reservation for every single meal. Don't tie yourself down. Have fun on your vacation. So, what did you think? I hope these tips help you plan your future Walt Disney World vacations. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. I will be more than happy to answer them. Also, in the comments, tell me what you thought about this video as a whole. Should I continue talking about sports solely, or should I drift out, talk about more Disney stuff, or other topics that interest me? I would be more than happy for your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.